I'd want to die. Nope, nope. Nothing means that much to me. I feel like even if my own baby was in there, I'd have to be like, well, it was nice knowing you, love. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Umbrella Academy. We're now into episode 3 of season 3, which is called Pocket Full of Lightning. Last episode, we had a few things go down. The biggest thing that I took away was that our group is finally aware of the fact that their presence in this timeline, unfortunately, is not smooth sailing. We knew it was jinxed the second that Five said, oh, we're good. We've solved it. It's good. Come on. You should know. You should know that you guys do not get days off in this show. But unfortunately, yes, he figured out that they created a paradox by arriving in this timeline, because it turns out in this timeline, none of them were born with the exception of Ben. So whatever the paradox is doing, it seems to be causing damage. We've already seen that it seems to be taking out living things. We don't know why, or why it's choosing what it's choosing, or who it's choosing. And again, we also have the situation where the Sparrows believe that the Umbrella Academy did something to their number one, not knowing that this paradox actually absorbed him. The only person who knows the truth at the moment is the mom robot, who is refusing to say anything. She's got her own little effigy in the basement and not talking about it. So that's kind of creepy and weird. But now we've got this big issue with the fact that these guys are in the timeline they're not supposed to be. And then of course there is that little trailing issue of what's his name, Lester, the man with the sandwiches, who seemingly has powers, and he seems to be following the Academy as well, the Umbrella Academy. So the plot is thickening. It's still a little bit, a little bit watery, but we're getting into the thick of it. I'm ready to get into this episode so I can get more of that sweet, sweet gravy. I don't know why I'm still going with this analogy, but we're going to keep going. But before we do, if this is your first time to my channel, thank you so much for coming. Welcome. I hope you like it here. And if you really like the sauce, you want to see this gravy thicken with me, go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and join the family so we can enjoy the sauciness of this show together. And the same goes for you who have been here before. Thank you so much for coming back. Please, let's make the gravy tasty, okay? Let's add the flavors. All right, I'm going to stop with this. This is gone on way too long. All right, let's get into the episode right about now.
Doc's protocols.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's fun. I keep forgetting that Five worked at a whole place that would have known about all this.
No goddamn peas!
You don't like what I cook? You can make it yourself.
Bitch.
This could have been just another sad tale back in time and kill his grandfather.
No, but then you're not going to exist, hun. Did he not figure that out?
Murdering his grandfather in 1905 meant that Elmer's mother didn't exist to meet his father in 1925.
Dummy.
That Elmer himself was never born.
Elmer's not that. How do you make a time machine and not figure that out?
But if his mother was
I
never
love the
born,
set.
Elmer no
The
longer
third
exists.
wall break there, or fourth wall. Thank you.
And around we go.
You
Elmer
could
has
kill your
created
grandfather,
a
but you gotta make
paradox.
sure your grandmother's born first. Timing.
Don't be an Elmer. We've been lucky so far.
Well done. Parts well played. That was amazing. I love that we got a little play.
Go before someone sees you.
What, you can't float his ass back away from the building? Have him walk out and like be as obvious as possible, huh? Something tells me that post-nut clarity doesn't apply to a guy like Luther, that he's not smart enough to figure it out. Ew, what is it with vomit in these shows lately? Can we stop?
Some of those.
Can you not say condoms, you grown man?
Anything else?
Is this guy gonna disappear? He's about to disappear, isn't he? Oh, this thing's getting stronger every time it hits. He's gone. I saw the red mist. That's what you worry about. Wow. No clarity. And why is he getting those now? He might have already made a weird monkey man baby.
Where's Lila? Shower. I told her she could stay with us.
Wait, when did Lila get back?
That's true. When did she get back?
To somebody who only has half her head up her ass.
Don't leave, Five. Don't leave.
No clout.
I don't blame him. Y'all are acting like this is his fault. It's not. It's never been his fault.
You think Dad is capable of killing innocent people?
Yes.
Absolutely.
1000%. He did teach you to do that.
I was being held captive by
Were
the
you?
Sparrows.
What?
By
Wait,
eating.
you notice?
Listen, almond butter, it was not that deep.
hell are you doing in here?
Shaving my nest, you little perv.
Don't flatter yourself.
Not nest. Yeah, she does that now. Come on, Vive. Not used to finding someone with your powers, eh?
All right, enough.
Was that necessary?
Lila, why is it you have 2 briefcases?
One's broken.
And then we try mine.
I wonder if the paradox is affecting them.
Right, when I was your age, I was up at dawn, all right? I was training, honing my skills.
And look how well you turned out, Dad.
Lila, what's more important than us?
There is no us.
Us? Didn't you dump me last season?
The only relationship we have left is the one with our child.
Is that really your child? I still don't know if I trust that it's actually his kid, but the ear thing is, but then again, Lila's also special, so.
Now the Sparrow psychopaths think we took their number 1. We're never getting the briefcase back.
Well, just as well. The briefcases are broken.
And maybe we're partially responsible.
Yeah, that'll go over well. They'll throw us a party.
I bet they throw fantastic parties.
Listen.
Oh my God. Can you get your mind out of that woman's...
Hey, thanks for looking out for her.
Yeah, since that doesn't seem to be your problem anymore, hey? She got married in another timeline. You don't care about her anymore? Fickle. I mean, the obsession was weird, of course. But I mean, you were all about Allison, and now, like, she gets married in another timeline, and you're all, like, mad. Okay.
Say that again.
Wow. This Ben really is a dick.
Excuse me, children?
Right? Children being the operative word.
Marcus isn't coming back. God took him.
God.
Yes,
Show him.
God is in the basement.
Show them, yes. Call them. Yes, show them.
Does she need a checkup?
Focus, Faye. We play this right.
I guess they don't take the fact that they exist and only them in a world where they just spontaneously combusted, that God in the basement from your robot is not something to investigate. Like, that's not possible. They deserve whatever comes to them, except for Ben, because I love Ben. I don't want to lose Ben. Sorry.
Last warning. Yeah, you don't get to warn me about shit, flock of she-gulls.
That was good. That was good.
Marcus is safe. For now.
Why are you lying?
We want to make things right with you.
By kidnapping our brother.
No,
Yes.
that's...
Allison, you are so off on this one. This is why you and Luther got along.
The briefcase for our brother.
Two stubborn idiots. I mean, I get it. Allison's going through some stuff, but this hard act is not, this is not the time.
Oh, it takes me back.
Oh, that's why he's dressed like this. I don't want to know what's down there. Oh, I'd want to die. Nope, nope. Nothing means that much to me. I feel like even if my own baby was in there, I'd have to be like, well, it was nice knowing you, love.
And for the first time in days, I'm feeling hope, so please don't step on that.
We're not stepping on hope. We're just saying, can we not be dummies about
We
it?
have to be smarter about this. We don't know enough about the Sparrows.
Victor, sense. I gotta let Allison go through it though. She's clearly in a grieving process and a processing process, but it might get other people killed at this rate.
Stop trying to get rid of me. Everyone tries to do that.
Maybe just try being less annoying.
Oh my God, you're bad at this.
Just,
He's also a kid. Kids are supposed to be annoying.
She doesn't trust me.
that's because she's a terrible person. And I'm amazing. Remember that.
Wow. Never tell a kid that their parent's a terrible person. And Lila's not a terrible person. She's just a little crazy. But she was also raised by an actual terrible person. This isn't smell-o-vision, but I already know it's revolting. Isn't it a little early to take that off? Don't you have to go back out?
I don't care enough about you to lie. Do I look fit to murder anyone?
Well, since you're an alien, they're gonna smell you.
Gonna move on. Sit.
This is the part that makes no sense.
Don't make me get Christopher.
Is Christopher a mind controller? Is that what he does? I don't even really know what that cube does. Other than I've only seen it send out a little crackle of energy. This is interesting, though. I mean, if it is legit and that actually is their dad, kind of funny to have the kids be the ones who are like
Jesus, Reggie, you stink.
running the show this time. Because in the first one, right, they had like a visceral fear of their father, and now it's like, it's the other way around.
What happened to you?
Yeah, I've had that question since I saw that in season or episode 1.
Grace, what the hell's going on down here?
She told you, and you didn't believe her.
Sweet Jesus.
Not quite.
Jesus is one possible interpretation of
I
this
knew it
tape.
was coming.
Grace, is this what took Marcus?
Yes, she told you.
Grace, when did God get here?
2 days ago, with our new visitors.
Remember what Vanya just told you, and you tried, or Victor, sorry, told you, and you ignored.
Still, I will miss those pasty knees.
Yeah, well, we could all stand to be shown a little less skin these days.
Who? Shamed. Yeah, you had to know she was gonna do that, right?
If we powered up together, you blinking, me mimicking that blink, I think that we could create some kind of feedback loop and get enough juice to jumpstart the case.
Both of us together.
Finally using her brain for something other than evil.
Okay, perhaps we can't get to trust. There is a certain honesty in white-hot hatred.
That's true.
Oh, my hand.
Did you wash it? Too bad she doesn't have some of that charge left. That would have shocked her a bit. Just a little payback. All these shows bringing back old songs. I love it.
Collins, Neil Diamond.
You're in love.
Are you making a mixtape?
Oh, God. Is that still a thing for you?
Relax. Vanya and Allison handled it.
It's Victor. What?
Oh, he missed that combo.
I mean, we've been here for 2 days, and the only time you...
Yep. Putting it together, Nick.
Sloan is not the enemy.
A little bit.
Jesus, Luther, you're pathetic.
Oh, please. You're thinking the same thing about Lila, except more murdery.
You guys had gravity sex.
Come on. You know I can't talk about that.
Luther, I mean,
The
brother.
grin on your face is saying everything, sir.
Until I get back.
Wait. Hey, come back.
Reports of missing persons keep
I feel bad for Stanley. Honestly, both his parents kind of suck. But they also both had the most tragic upbringings.
No one ever comes to visit anymore. But you wouldn't understand that.
Yes, so I would.
I feel like if I could just find the person who did it.
Do you want some ice cream? Would that shut you up?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I didn't care for you when last we met. I must admit you're growing on me.
Oh. Klaus actually is quite lovable if you let him be. Oh. Sounds like those throat... that throat singing. I mean, I never thought about using your own stomach workings as ASMR, but also it's very dangerous to eat on your back, so you could choke. Not this robot singing hymns to this thing. He takes so many things in stride, I can't. Wait, where are number 2 and 3? I see how Klaus is smarter and realized some weird stuff was going on and decided to back away slowly, not try to touch it? Okay. Shit, where are they? I think you should both check your pants. You were like really pushing there. I think there could have been a little accident maybe. Oh, okay. Full uniform. They're ready for a fight. A fight is happening. Okay, Diego, breathe. Oh yeah, I forgot that they're celebrities.
Power up!
Ew, 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 ew. Y'all need to find something to protect your faces. Lester is walking very calmly. So that's what they did to their father. Not Ben! No, no, not Ben, please! Save Ben! No, no, please. No, no, not Ben again! You guys, I hate you so much. Please tell me Ben got down.
Jamie! Alfonso!
Pull back!
Oh, thank God. I'm sorry about Jamie and Alfonso, honestly, but thank God for Ben. Dude, your power's insane. I thought it was Frost. What was that again, Allison? How you got everybody killed? Hi, nice to meet you. Thanks for saving our lives. Who are you?
Harlan? Is that you?
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, how did I not make that? I'm a dummy. I can't believe I didn't figure. As soon as he stood like that, actually, in that posture, and then she looked at him, I was like, oh my God, boy from last season. I can't believe I didn't make that association sooner. My gosh, I'm so slow this season. My gosh. But I guess it didn't hit me that he would be grown now. Oh, and that's right. She used her power to bring him back. That makes so much sense. Oh, I get it now. This is because of her. Okay. Because she did connect with him the entire time. She used her power to bring him back, and we did see that it affected him, but we didn't know how. Wow. Okay. Well, let's give him props because he hasn't destroyed everything. And I also like the idea, actually, of them bringing in a neurodivergent character with powers, because I'm not going to lie, last season I was worried, but it looks like he's been keeping it under wraps pretty well this whole time. Finding ways to self-soothe, very meticulous. You know, that's very much something you see with a lot of folks who are neurodivergent, you know, having to have the order, things packed a certain way, sensitive to sound, all of that. Tick, 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 all well done and displayed, I should say. And it looks like actually, I'm not sure. He may not have known what he was doing with that power blast, because he definitely looked a little scared, I would say, or a little bit worried when it came out. But I guess, you know, it might have been an emotional reaction, because clearly we know that he loves, I guess he knows it's Victor. Yeah, I guess he knows Victor is Vanya, but we know there's a connection there. But that would explain, so maybe when they arrived, because I feel like him and Victor are connected now. So that's probably how Harlan knew that they were back, or that they were there, or at least that he knew that Victor was there. Oh, that opens a whole new world of possibilities. So what's been going on? So many questions now. Does he talk? We haven't seen him talk one time yet. He didn't talk in the old season, so maybe he does now. Maybe there's a way to do it. We'll have to see. Anyway, sorry, bit of a tangent there. I was just like, you know, just taking all that in about who that character was, and of course why he's older than they are now, but that makes sense. Whew, the things that went down in this episode. I think the things I wanted to talk about, I think primarily the interesting dynamic change between Klaus and their father, right? So we all know in season 1 that the father was not close to any of the kids, right? He treated them all like they were experiments, like they were his employees. There was no closeness, no emotional attachment. And in particular, Klaus and his father really butted heads because of the way that his father chose to train him, right? Like one of the most triggering things in season 1 was seeing the way that Klaus got to learn how to control his powers in any way. And the fact that he resisted it so much because of, quite frankly, the trauma that their father put him through. But now, you know, I think there was a very telling moment there when Klaus was on the couch with his father, and he's saying that, you know, the Baskin Robbins reference about how so much keeps getting taken from him. And I think that's important, because people like Klaus are people who society often overlooks people like Klaus, and people in families often overlook people with personalities like Klaus. Like Klaus is very easygoing, right? He's very chill. He's unflappable. He very rarely gets upset or angry. He's very chill, go with the flow, but he's not. Right? No one's ever that go with the flow. No one's ever that zen all the time. That was definitely a coping mechanism that Klaus came up with a long time ago to deal with the intense fear and trauma that he felt constantly by having, you know, all these dead spirits haunting him constantly. And so we know the drugs, the partying, all of that was like, we know initially that was to block the spirits from, you know, bothering him. But eventually as well, that happy-go-lucky spirit was really his way of just kind of dealing with the fact that he didn't feel like he belonged, and that he had this power that's very isolating. And, you know, when you're that kind of person who never gets upset and never really goes to one extreme or the other, you know, you make friends easily, you are usually generally well liked, and that's something you do when you want people to accept you. I think that Klaus has always struggled with feeling accepted because of his power. I mean, let's face it, outside of the Umbrella Academy, that's not the kind of thing that's going to make people like you, you know? What are you doing? Oh, just hanging with a bunch of dead people from last week. Like, it's not going to be, you know, the sort of thing that makes you feel wanted or necessarily a part of something. So I think that whole lackadaisical go with the flow mentality was to make him more likable and acceptable, but also a protection mechanism from him freaking out over how scary everything was all the time. So to see now his father in this place where he's weakened and that he's out of, feeling out of control, which is the way that Klaus felt a lot of the time before he started to take a little bit more of an active reign on his powers. I think that was something that Klaus felt was something that bonded the two of them. Like, I do think he's taking it a little bit far right now because I think the father is tolerating him more than not. And also the father's clearly high on whatever the heck they've been feeding him for pills. But I think Klaus needs that because, as he mentioned, losing, this Ben, which was really, even though he complained about Ben, we know that him and Ben had a very special relationship because of his ability. And then losing, the family that they had, the future that they had, losing the person he loved in season 2 or season 1 and then into season 2. And then now realizing he'll never get to meet his mother. Like, it's just like he said, all these things that he kind of had for little glimmers of hope for are being taken away. And I think those are some things that were helping him be so chill. And now that his father is kind of extending this very, very tiny olive branch in his direction, I feel like Klaus is kind of latching onto that a lot more than he probably would in any other scenario because, like I said, I don't think he really feels like he's particularly close to any of his siblings, which is another reason why him and Ben were so close. And now it's like, they said they're sharing this vulnerability. But I think that we're going on an interesting journey with Klaus. So we'll have to see where it goes. I think they're going somewhere with it, with showing so much of him seeking out the parents, and now this moment bonding with their dad, and him being the first person now in the group to see this entity that is growing in the basement of the academy. So we'll see where we're going with Klaus. He might end up being our unintentional hero of the season going forward. Rather, it was 5 in season 1, and in season 2, I feel like it was kind of a combination effort, but a little bit more of Vanya, and now we've got Klaus kind of having his moment here. But digressing, but I am curious to see what happens when if he takes Klaus's advice and stops taking the drugs. What will happen? Is he going to be more like the father we've seen in the past? Is he going to do something to the Umbrella Academy? Are we going to find out what happened to Pogo finally? So yeah, my theory about that being a Pogo clone was clearly way out there, but hey, at least I was on the track with father not acting right. Anyways, outside of that, Allison, as I mentioned in the episode, she's going through some things. I'm going to let her have it. It is a bit annoying, but she's going through a lot right now. And this is very much a phase of grief, right? The anger, the lashing out, the being very petulant. She's feeling powerless right now. So all of this that she's doing, the being challenging, the picking fights, it's all things that people do sometimes when they want to feel a semblance of power. It's not the right way to go about it, but she's not perfect, right? And like I said, she's been through a lot, so I'm going to let her have it. But I do like that she's at least still, listening somewhat to Victor and not pushing everybody away at this point. And maybe that might help to pull her back. But as we saw at the end there, that attitude almost got them all killed. I mean, I do think Ben was coming there to finish them off regardless, but at least, I don't think it helped, I should say, that Allison was ready to pick a fight with them when clearly from their first fight, she should already know that they very much work together as a unit much better than her and her group do. Then there, of course, there's number 5, figuring out what's going on, trying to figure out what to do about it, realizing the suitcases aren't working. I think there's 2 possible reasons this is happening. One is, of course, the paradox might be doing something to the electronics, because remember, there's that pulse that takes out all the power in the area, right? So very possible that it's knocked out all the suitcases and that's why that's happened. Or something about this paradox has affected the company or the whatever it's called, and maybe they're not working right now. Maybe they don't exist because of this paradox, right? Or they don't exist yet, which is terrifying. But if that's the case, then the suitcases shouldn't work, right? Even though they are physically there, I can see that not working now because maybe whatever powers them no longer works. I don't know, extrapolating, but those are my 2 theories at the moment for now as to why they're not working. But we see that with Lila and 5, they were able to teleport much further than 5's ever gone, short of going into the future, of course. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't hate them working together, but I guess in this case, it makes sense. I do wish that, 5 would explore more of how his powers work properly. Like, I think after what happened to him, he's still gun shy of how his powers work, which I understand. Like, I mean, it's pretty scary. The first, big jump he did had horrible repercussions, but I do think he needs to get more serious about figuring it out because he should be able to jump anywhere he wants, essentially, right? Like within maybe a few feet here and there. But anyway, we'll see if throughout the season he takes that a bit more seriously so he doesn't have to rely on Lila, of all people, to be the booster he needs to get through it all. Not much to say about Diego and Stanley, except that I feel sorry for Stanley. I really do. We saw some more vulnerability coming out of him in this episode. He really is kind of this, he's like the suitcase. He really is like a suitcase that's being used when necessary, but then tossed aside. And the poor kid just wants someone to pay attention to him. That's why he's working so hard to try to, impress his dad, impress his mom. And that's sad. Both of them, and I get it. Like I said, both Lila and Diego had crap parents, crap upbringings, so they really don't know how to raise a child, but it still doesn't make that any less sucky for poor Stanley. So hopefully Diego starts to see that at some point and stops being so self-absorbed, but I don't see it happening for a few more episodes at least. I think that's pretty much it, actually. At this point, we're have to see what's going on. Like I said, I'm glad that Klaus at least knows about the energy orb. It's not just the Sparrow Academy that has that info now. We'll see what, they do with that, because it looks like for some reason Mother Robot seems to be understanding this thing and communicating on some level. Like, it even like she brought it food and stuff like that. So there is some kind of communication that only she seems to be picking up on. I think their father would too if his brain was working without the drugs, but I'm hoping Klaus can bring that information back and they can start to figure out like what's going on and if there is a way to communicate with this thing and get it to stop absorbing people, or if it really is like, just a, power people versus this big ball of light sort of situation. So great episode overall. Glad that Ben was okay with the blast that came from Harlan. I'm sorry about the other two, but not really, but I'm just so glad that they didn't kill Ben. Please don't kill Ben. That's all I ask this season. Please, let's have a living Ben for the whole season and going forward. That's all I ask. All right. So that's it for the episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and we will see you in the next video.